Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got another map coming up for you, second in the best of three, and it's going to be between NIP and Luminosity here, with the Brazilian team shocking NIP on Mirage and just having a bit of a dangerous game there once again. What do you make of it, Sam?
This is all. I'm actually like really distracted by what Pyrian tweeted me, where it's just like, hey, you know, you look like a museum owner or something. And I was just like, thanks, Pyrian. This is how I dress when I cast fossils.
You've got to wreck people when that happens. Huh?
Yeah, you know, just go.
Well, speaking of which, if you guys go to rzr.com, sorry, rz.to/DHW15, that's RCR if you're from a country
that's
pretty everybody. Bad at Counter-Strike. So, yeah, if you want to do that, definitely go do it. You can win a Razor Blade and also a lot of other cool stuff, so go and check it out. It's very nicely done. Apart from that, we're going to go into the game. Are you ready?
We are, that's it. So the next map will be Cash. And so far, the knife round has been sorted, so NIP will be starting on the defense. Luminosity on the offense. Already that is clear, but we need to see something big here from NIP. They were starting to bring it back a little bit on their CT side of Mirage, so that's something that we can take away from this, at least the fact that they're going to be warmed up a little bit. They're going to be looking for those shots. Now can they just carry over that momentum they were starting to generate onto a strong start here, CT side of Cash? Because if they can finish this half like 9-6, 10-5 Anders, we might actually be looking at a game here. Only problem is we haven't really seen too much of Luminosity on this map, so it's a little bit of a blank slate. NIP, do they have any kind of info on how these guys want to play it? That's going to be playing a pretty significant factor here going into this. Here, the 31%. All right, welcome, bro.
Excellent. Yeah, so you're right. I mean, Luminosity on Cash might not be a super well-known quantity, especially with the two new players and everything.
Yeah.
Nip on Cash, I feel like, is a fairly well-known quantity, but not necessarily for good things. I feel like Nip on this map are very, very shaky.
It's not ideal. I think the Nip really needed to have a strong start in this series and pick up that first map. But we're not going to be all, you know, downers here. We're gonna still, you know, give Nip the benefit of the doubt. They are, I think, the underdogs in this situation, but they can still bring it back. Now let's see. Countdown has begun to get into it. We're live with the pistol round here. Second map of this deciding match between NIP and Luminosity. NIP starting on the CT side, Luminosity on the T side. And already, Luminosity not wasting any time at all. They've got a couple of guys going for the utility. They've got a raid boss. His name is Fur. And, well, they're going to be primed up to go crashing onto this A site any moment now.
Yeah, if there's anybody who wanted to make the raid boss, it'd probably be Fur God. And it's going to be Alu in the back lines here. P2000 in hand. He's about to get overrun. He needs to get someone with him. And Taco's going to be the first in line. But Fur with a quick refrag here. Bomb should be put down any second here. Freiburg going down at the forklift, and FNX picking up that shot.
They need to win these duels. They are going to get dropped on, though. Get Right just goes leaping off the balcony. Brings it back to a 2-on-3, and there it is. Exists with a headshot onto Fur. Get Right gets the one onto Fallen, and it's falling apart. It's going to be on Cold, and Cold! The hopes! You can hear the hopes, Sanders. They were there. And then he was like monster. Booted heel, crushing them into the ground and grinding the NIP hopes and dreams. The pistol is gone, and Luminosity, they're off to the strong start.
What was that? 1,000 voices crying out in terror and then all silenced at the same time. That's incredible.
Definitely.
Very good job from Cold in the back lines. They looked like NIP were about to turn the tables, or they were turning the tables. And then Cold Zero just flipped it right in their faces. Now Freiburg charging through the middle. Cold going to be jumping in. A little bit of creative play there with the Mac 10. And the armor on Freiburg could have made that a success for him, but not this time.
And playing for a bit of a retake scenario here in IP, it seems. They are starting to rotate off that B side. It's become apparent to them that Luminosity, they're going towards the pointy letter again. It's not going to be towards the round, voluptuous one, and they've got control of it already, the Brazilians. They should be able to get the bomb plant momentarily. Fair spots the first man to cross out into the open, and he sees everybody else pretty much over in CT. So this is just going to turn into a chicken shoot, or rather, a turkey shoot.
Yeah, we got a Thanksgiving almost. Alu going to be trying to back up here, looking for at least one deagle kill. He's going to be successful. And Cold jumping in with another one. That's a quad kill with the Mac 10, landing him at almost $7,000 at the beginning of this round. And Luminosity off to a good start here on the second map.
All right, they're looking very solid. They're looking very solid, but I do like to see that Alu, he's managing his money. means that we'll have an AWP early on here for the finished Opper. So that's something to keep in mind. Luminosity, of course, they're going to stay on the SMGs. They want to make more fat dough, or to quote Skrilla, or to quote, God damn it, to quote Thorin, make that Skrilla.
Yeah, if Cold gets more than a double kill in this round, then might almost be a bit of a record, I think, for third round starting Cash. Freiburg alone in the bomb site, which is very bad news since everybody except for Cold is going to be showing up right about now. Freiburg is hiding inside, and it's Fur to start off here, but LG are making themselves so much money at the moment. Nice flashbang, and Freiburg gets the one, going for a second, picks it up, turns around, has the Mac 10, sprays wildly. Freiburg picking up the triple, finally going to go down to Taco, but this might be working out. FNX in the back line here in a 1 versus 3. Freiburg, he might have turned this around in NIP's favor, and gone now, of course, but FNX in the back lines here. No bomb plant, and NIP getting ready. A sick headshot to start off with the Galil. They should be waiting for the bomb plant. They don't have to push him just yet, and I think NIP have realized that now.
Getright's recovered the Mac 10, so a little bit superior firepower there for him. An attempt from FNX to turn this around, but now he knows that Getright's at his back. He has to take the fight straight up, and he's just going to go charging forward, and he has time to make it to the B side if he wanted to. Getright catches him out in the open, though, and he just barely makes it past. And he has the time, Anders. He has the time to make the big play. 20 seconds, and he's just going to manage it, get onto that site, and Getright's just going to go crashing through the vents, and he gives it away. He jumps into it. FNX. How often can we say that, Anders? One step ahead of Getright, the master of clutch himself.
And you've got to realize that's such a dangerous thing to try and do, because with the time that was left, if Getright shoulder peeks that corner, if he doesn't quite do it, then FNX is going to have a really hard time getting back in and putting the bomb down without Getright just following him and pushing him with the clock left. That's very smart, very intelligent play, but also a big risk there. So for everything that Freiburg did, it's not quite going to be working out here now. They do have rifles, and they do have Alu with that AWP, and he was going mad on that last map.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is why I'm so glad that he prioritized the AWP. Get into it, have an impact early on. Again, Freiburg with a bit of an aggressive hold in mid. And Luminosity, they're content to sit and wait, it looks like. A little bit of presence in Garage, but they're going to bring it back, just making sure that nobody can push through. That's Cold watching B halls. And they're just laying traps everywhere in IP. Freiburg close to vents, but then there's also Getright to support him in the B halls. They are rotating an extra man over towards that A site, however. And so now it's going to come down to crunch time. All of the nades here for Luminosity to make this happen. And they're going for the same strat as last round.
Oh. Alu in this backline is good, but the 3 Molotovs make me a bit worried. If he misses a shot here, he's going to get firebombed out of this position, and they're going to run him down with AKs while that happens. Just wait and see. Alu in the backlines here. Taco going to get close. He misses the shot, and well, Cold and FNX also picking up a couple of kills, and it's a clean entrance. And NIP have to forget about trying to win this round. Forest, they need to back up and save what they've got here.
They desperately need to hold on to these rifles, but Forrest is pretty much committed now. And he's still hanging around here. This is incredible. He still wants to take these fights. He gets dropped low, and Cold will lay him out. And Getright tries to do the best that he can. Finds one headshot on Fallen, looking to make it more expensive, and he does. 2 players survive at the end of the round for Luminosity, so one of them will have to force buy going into this next round. But still, it's not ideal for NIP. They desperately needed to hold on to the guns to have a chance at a force buy here in this round to stop Luminosity, stop that momentum that they're generating, Anders.
It's one thing to stick around near a bomb site and sort of see if you can get an opening kill, and maybe if you get one really quick, you know, you can try for the retake. But now, you're right, they did commit to it, and I think that's actually a mistake on NIP's part here. Well, we'll see. It's still 4-0, and this time it's back to pistols. No armor except for on Getright here, so a tough round for NIP to try and turn.
He's just got the Kevlar, and he's already taken a little bit of damage. If he runs into Cold, it's not going to be a bad situation. Cold with that Mac 10, and there it is. Doesn't have to worry about the aim punch when he has the Kevlar, so Getright can stand his ground, take that fight, and with the 5.7, he's got a little bit more punch than Cold did with the Mac. Still, though, they have a lot of ground to cover here, NIP. They need at least one more kill quickly to really apply the pressure. And to me now, this is turning into a bit of a game. It looks like, again, Luminosity, within the first few rounds of this half so far, they focused a lot on the A site. They're conditioning NIP to think that A is going to be the site of preference. Now I'm waiting for Fallen to pull the trigger and decide to flip it up and go towards that B site. And I'm wondering if it's going to happen in the next round when NIP get the rifles. Some kind of quick execute onto that B site might actually catch the Swedes off guard. Let's get there first.
Alo trying to hide in the smoke, but it won't be for very long. Freiburg with the deagle, not going to connect it. FNX picking up a few shots and a long-range spray from Fur. So very predictably here, a round that's turning out great right now for Luminosity. Exist, if he can make some noise, Gerard's going to be walking right in, and well, he's alone, sprays one, and gets shot in the back end eventually. So 5-0 here. The Brazilians going mad right now.
They're doing a great job, at least NiP are doing a great job of maintaining the money low on Luminosity. They're making all of these rounds very expensive. And so Luminosity don't have a massive bank to fall back on. They don't have that confidence, that extra confidence that a big bank provides. But now this is it. NiP, their answer, double AWP. Forest and Alu both rocking the sniper rifle. And Get Right was charging straight up to vents. Forest looking for that B-Hall push, and that bomb is waiting around B-Halls, but we've seen this before from Luminosity. They ended up falling back with it. We'll see if they commit this time, if it is going to be the answer.
Oh, that fire spreading, and Forrest actually taking, well, half his health and damage, but he still gets that shot on Fallen. Not afraid to commit, and it's what they need. They need that confidence play on NiP. So I kind of like that Forrest wasn't just backing off here.
Well, I wonder if them seeing Fallen there and not Cold is going to be a bit of a tell for Luminosity. If they, or rather for NiP, if they're going to start thinking, wait a second, why did we kill Fallen there? What was that, an extra man? Well, let's see. I mean, they're going to begin. Straight pressure onto the B side. The bomb is committed as well, and Forrest had to stay alive, but he's not going to manage it.
Well, this is so weird, isn't it? The bomb is in B. Everybody else is in A, including the rest of Luminosity right now. So FNX can actually just go and pick up the bomb and put it down here, and if Fur wins that fight, if he stays alive right now, all he has to do is hide in the back lines, and they're going to be just fine here. He wins the fight against Gerard as well, and now Freiburg alone in a 1 versus 2, and at the wrong bomb site to add injury to insult here. Triple kill for Fur. Freiburg now finally realizing, but he's in an awful position right now. It's so hard to do anything here.
He fluffs his flash, clips the edge just as he runs up for it. Now he realizes how deep in trouble he is. The bomb planted from Checkered. He's going to drop the first man. Fair just really commits. Bit overconfident there on his part. But then FNX comes in to seal the deal. 6 rounds in a row for Luminosity, despite NiP's best efforts. And it will be a call for a pause on the CT side. Exist not wasting any time at all. But again, Anders, it's before an eco round. Unless they decide to go big right now in IP and go for a force buy, it wouldn't be the strongest force.
I almost want them to. It is a tactical timeout here, so they've got 3 minutes to talk it over and discuss what's going on. Freiburg shaking his head.
And Forrest has got... Well, Forrest is just looking focused at this point. He's doing the majority of the talking as well.
Saying, no team, I want you to wreck them. That's what I said 6 rounds ago. You still haven't done it.
What if we shot them in the head? Does that work?
Genius plan.
Crazy thought. I mean, that's just CS for you, though, right? You can have all the fancy tactics, but if you're not hitting shots, you're not going to get anywhere. Tactics will make your job easier, but you need to get the read, you need to be accurate, and right now, we're not seeing that from NiP. We're not seeing aggressive takes for info. We're not seeing them push anywhere, really. Okay, for the mid presence, they're obviously getting the mid presence, but it doesn't really seem like Luminosity care. Luminosity just keep going to the extremities and wrecking NiP there. So, unless NiP can meet them head on, maybe go for like double squeak, double A main, you know, just like fully commit, get in their face, do some critical damage to Luminosity early on in the round, really bop them in the nose. I'm not really sure how NiP, like the passive game isn't working.
Well, speaking of the difference between passive and aggressive here, it's NiP actually doing the force up, so I'm very glad they did that. Like I said, I think this is the time where you've got to turn it around. You're getting beat up so badly. A force-up is a bit of a statement. If you make it work and you win it, you're going to get hyped up. You knew it was the right thing to do. So now it's time to show it as well. They don't have a lot, but they've got something. Fallen, on the other hand, with that AWP.
And this is it. NiP, they do decide to go aggressive. They're just paying for it. It's too much hesitance. Exist. He gets caught out after Forrest goes down early. Fallen, did he get that? He got that length shot on Freiburg. So Freiburg down to 17 HP, and Luminosity, they do it. They saw it coming a mile away. And NiP, they needed to get that critical first shot and just get that momentum going their way. And they didn't manage it. Luminosity, they were ready. And this is really gonna Shrek NiP, the mental game for NiP, because now they're gonna feel like, well, we went aggressive, but we got smacked there too, so what next?
We used our timeout. We thought this was a good plan, and it turned out it wasn't enough. You're absolutely right. Mentally speaking, this is a big blow here to the Swedish Ninjas. Right now they're playing 3 versus 5. They got 40 seconds left. Try and get into the A-bomb site, and well, Cold with a good shot there. Get right, initial defense put up, and if they can just defend A, it's gonna be all right. There's a shot from Alu as well, taking another kill, but Get Right's alone, and they're actually gonna be rotating back in here. 20 seconds, and he goes down to Taco. Great opening.
Yeah, that's Taco. That was the key one right there. If Get Right could have got that kill, they could have turned this back around. And IP, he could have held the line and waited for Alu to rotate in. Now it's Alu in a 1v3, and he's about to get backstabbed as well, falling one step ahead, making sure that Alu has no easy way to get in here. Gonna be forced up high. But all they have to do is sit and wait Luminosity. They don't even need to really peek, or at least if they do it that way, like Taco's doing. Just go for a random jump, just get the info, get the spot, and now, well, 1v2, bomb planted out in the open, planted for Squeak, planted for main. Alu just guns down the first man, takes out Taco. Does he have it in him to pull this off? He thinks the player's in main, and this might actually pull a fast one on him. He gets that spray as well, but there's not enough time.
And look how far away Fallen is. I mean, if he had had a couple of more seconds, then Fallen couldn't have stopped him, so there's no way Alu can know that. And that is gonna be 7-0 here. Wow.
Absolutely dominant.
And look at this stuff as well. I mean, FNX and Cold up 10, 1 and 5 right now. And on the other team, it's not like anyone's horribly underperforming, but no one's going mad either.
We haven't had really those big plays that really like fired Nip up. We need another Forest random play like where he just wrecks a team. Get that blood pumping. But this is going to be a quasi-buy, at least for NIP. Eco, basically. A little bit of Kevlar picked up. But they are focusing on the next round, where they're probably going to go for the double AWP again, considering Forest had some success with it last time. Nip are probably thinking to go that way again. But for now, at least, passive hold from NIP with the pistols. They did push Exist up pretty far towards mid, so he's listening for the steps going into A main, trying to gather some info, see if anybody's been boosted up. Considering Luminosity haven't boosted anybody yet, he won't find any joy there. Instead, Luminosity are set up for an anti-boost. They're waiting. This is a crazy style though from Luminosity, like completely disregarding mid almost, just focusing on the extremities.
Look at Fallen wall banging as well, just alone out there. So if someone decided to push behind that shot, he's going to be in so much trouble. But they feel untouchable right now, Luminosity, and you can't really blame them. You're just 7-0 up on the terrorist side as well. You know you're doing something right. Alu going to be falling back here into the Molotov and taking a little bit of damage. And now 25 seconds.
Tough. Needs to get the job done. He's not though. FNX will remove live. Not until. But not, he doesn't have a shred of it. And Luminosity 8-0. They continue to put Nip deeper and deeper in the hole. Alu and Forrest will be going for that double AWP though. So, Fallen manages to get through, but Freiburg and Alu, 2 kills for Freiburg, hiding behind the sandbags. And the first time the Luminosity decide to grace mid with their presence, they get slapped.
Fur Taco can't really do much to bring it back right here. Fur gonna be alone, and it gets the first initial headshot. Still another 4 members left for NIP, and they know that he's in that corner. They should be able to sort of grenade him out here. He goes down to Freiburg. A nice triple kill here from the Swedish player. That's gonna be finally NIP on the map.
And they save Alu's off as well, so crucial right there. They wouldn't be able to afford to buy a new one. NIP, now's the time that they really need to start chaining rounds together. But now is also the time that Luminosity can decide to go for something big. Okay, you know, we've gone to A. We haven't really experienced too much difficulty there. Mid didn't work. Now let's see what we can do that's new that Nip haven't gotten time to, they don't have time to get used to.
Right, and they're bringing the bomb over here, but they got all the Molotovs. I mean, they could be used at B as well, but they are going to go right in this time. Very quick indeed. Freiburg spraying and picking up one. Alu with the shot in the background here as well. Exist with the double kill. And it is going to be Fallen just left alone behind the forklift, and he does get a good headshot in the Exist, but he's going to go down. Good round from NIP.
Bringing it back 1 round at a time. That was clever from Luminosity. It would have worked if there wasn't a man pushed all the way up, able to see on the other side of the smokes. Nip knew it was a fake right off the bat. Because Luminosity, they went for the standard B-split smokes in mid, and even one on top of the roof, really trying to make it difficult for Nip to see that if anybody was back there. But Nip got that info so quickly, they were able to get in position and come right up on short and gut Luminosity.
Well, in the 11th round, Tempted to say in the 11th hour here as well. NIP finally starting to show a little bit here on cash, but we're going to have to see so much more here. If they make it back to 8-7, then we'll start taking it seriously again. Exist with a strong headshot here. There's no armor, so this is going to be a slaughter, and nobody dying for NIP. Good triple for Exist, good double for Freiburg, and that's going to be 3 and 8.
There we go. Starting to wake up. That's the kind of round that's really going to start building some pressure. You need some feel-good rounds, Anders. You need to have those rounds where it's just like everything works. You don't take a point of damage. You just slaughter them. Now, and if they can start grinning a little bit, pressure's going to be back onto Luminosity now to come up with something new. Fallen does not have his AWP, and this is it. Now Luminosity starting to gear up for that fast B push. And Forrest, he's the only man here. Rotation has come in from Get Right, though, so there is a 1-2 combination. But the first man is through, and he hasn't spotted more than that Forrest, so he doesn't know.
He actually made it out. I thought he was going to get trapped in there by Molotovs because they had a lot of them. They could have easily firebombed him out. That would have been scary. Get Right going to go for the spray, and he gets the first headshot. Spraying on range and doing some damage as well. Grenade going to come out. It might land right in between them. Get Right doing so much damage. Fallen, the last man left here. Double kill for Forrest. And Fallen going to go down as well. So, interesting. When you're alone and checkered like that, you can easily get caught.
If it weren't for Forrest, Get Right's a dead man. Forrest holding from headshot like that. He's holding the back line, and Get Right, that's why Get Right pushes in. It's a desperation move. He thinks, I only have 2 seconds to get some kind of impact before I get shot in the back by this guy coming in behind me. Forrest getting that first key frag, that just stops him cold. Luminosity. What is happening? Well, I mean, they've got 8 rounds on C-side, so it's still a feel-good half, regardless, but they can definitely do some more damage, and they do not want NIP to get that confidence going into the second half. They need to keep that pressure up. Exist boosted up. We haven't seen this yet either, so good change of tactics here from NIP. We'll see if it actually catches Luminosity off guard, because again, Luminosity going for the smoke execute onto the A site.
Oh, good flashbang. Nobody checking the box shot. The last player does, and it's a little bit too late. Get Right picking up a good double kill. Freiburg going down on the site. Not going to be a bomb plant either. Get Right with a triple, and we're looking at 5-8 here. NIP finally coming alive.
We love you too, Heaton. All right. AKs, mollies. That whole kit and caboodle, but it does look like Luminosity. They might want to go and pay Forrest another visit. Get Right's there this time, though. 3 players over on A to start. Get Right solo on the B site, and there's going to come charging through Luminosity. We might have a repeat here. At least he trades 1 for 1. Does some damage to try and slow Luminosity down. Freiburg with the flash. Completely ineffective. Smoke goes down, and he's not going to get that spray through. Instead, Luminosity should be able to power up onto this site, and they will get the bomb plant. Rinse and repeat, and Luminosity, they get the job done right this time around. Now it comes down to the retake for the Swedes.
But nobody's in checkered here for LG, so the bomb plant is going to be a little bit less strong. Cold is still out here, and if he stays alive, it's great. But the rest of LG right now, they're not in prime position to stop a defuse if it ever comes to it. Alu sneaking in with the AWP, looking for an angle. Flashbang goes through. FNX picking up the kill there on Freiburg. Good here for the Brazilian team. They're a man up as well. Exist going to spray down 114. Alu with another kill, and now it's down to Fur. Alone in the bomb side. He goes down to Forrest, and NIP, one hell of a retake coming through. And that is going to be, I think they've got the kit as well. The defuse goes through, and NIP are going to make it to 6 rounds.
And now we're in the 15th. They get that bomb plant, at least Luminosity, so they're going to get a full buy out of it. But this is ridiculous. And yeah, now the chant begins. Home crowd, home turf. NIP bringing it back. And if we end 8-7, Anders, this is an incredible comeback for NIP. That's a workable number going into the second half.
Yeah.
They would have completely recovered themselves, nearly.
It's not ideal. I think Luminosity would have been okay even with 5 rounds, but it's definitely winnable at that point in time. Fur gonna open up, and Exist maybe feeling a little bit too brave. There was also no backup, so no one to trade any of these kills here, or that first kill. Now Alu in a good position with the AWP, but not gonna get the shot home. Grenade comes raining in, and the door is still open. Oh, but it gets right at the edge. That's unfortunate.
That would have done max damage as well. That's painful. Freiburg here, still here in the steps though, and this is intentional. Taco's just hopping around, making noise, drawing attention. Hoping to see if he can't bait out another shot from the man with the AWP. And instead, Alu's changing up his position. He wants to be unpredictable. He's gonna get right behind quad boxes. He's got his eyes on that A main now. They've used a few of the nades as well, Luminosity, so they're gonna have to choose where do the 2 remaining smokes go when they execute.
Double M4 here, 40 seconds, and it is going to be a push to A, but look at Freiburg trying to see if he can catch them early before the push even happens. Now, here's the Finnish sniper in the back line, and he is going to have to go huge this round. He's in the back, and they are rotating everyone else in. The Molotov nearly killing him. He gets a shot through the door, but it's not quite going to be a kill. Grenade rains in from Get Right, spray long range. It's going to be a headshot as well. Cold going down now, 2 versus 2, 18 seconds, and Fur picking up the shot. And Get Right gonna have to go for a quad kill here in the 15th round, and he's all alone.
Oh, and he's setting it up. It's the bait. He's making him try and think that this is gonna come from Connector. He is stepping though, and the man is close enough around the corner to hear it coming. The longest, slowest peak by Fallen ever. And he still lands the shot. One shot or you're dead, Fallen, and then it turns into a real dicey situation. But he decides to lock it down for Luminosity, and we'll be sitting on 9 rounds for Luminosity, 6 for Nip at the end of the first half. So now we get to see if Luminosity are going to be able to put, just slam it home here on their CT half if they pick up that pistol again.
Right, so on a map like this one, it actually is, I think when you have 2 standing, it's a bit better to have it on the terror side than it is on the CT side. On the CT side, if you're playing with, well, not standings, if you're playing with 2 new players, if they don't know their positions well enough and the rotation timings are not good enough on cash,
sure,
you can get outplayed really badly. So NIP, I hope they're going to try and sort of figure out where FNX and oh, who am I missing? Why can't I remember? My mind went blank for a minute. FNX and who joined?
Taco.
Wow, my mind just went blank for a second. If they can figure out where they're playing and try and abuse that a little bit, try and see if they can force them into some uncomfortable rotates, I think that'd be very good for NIP here. But more than anything, Selma, they need the pistol round.
More than anything, they need to stop looking at your phones, even though it's... No, I actually got them. But no, more importantly, they need to show no fear, Nip. Now they've done the hard work. They've run it back, or at least got 6 rounds on that CT side. They have to go in. Only dreams now, Anders. No fear. Get in there. Get the job done. Don't hesitate. If a man dies in front of you, you don't stop. You just keep on plowing forward until you're on that site, getting that plant and winning that round. That's what has to happen here for NIP.
Well, we're about to find out if it's going to be the case or not. You're absolutely right. I mean, this is going to be playing with the heart right here for NIP. 9-6 being the scoreline. If you're just joining us, we're in the 2nd map here. And it's the last stop for NIP. If they lose this map, they're going to be going out of the tournament. And Luminosity going to be playing TSM tomorrow instead of the semifinals. And here it comes. 3 armors, 2 smokes here on NIP, which suggests that it's going to be a bit of a setup. Are they going to go for the double smoke middle? So they actually might be faking a B push here.
Yeah, they're pulling Luminosity's own trick on them. And they're going to go through, actually, and they might just go charging straight through onto short. But then FNX gets flashed into main! He shut him down! Get Right and Alu are dead! And it's down to Freiburg. It's down to the last 3 players here for NIP coming up on short. And there you go. That's just the way. FNX peeks Freiburg, gives him a free kill. Freiburg is unleashed. He picks up one more. No, he gets snuffed. And they're bringing it back. Luminosity just like that. Such a back and forth pistol round. But a 1-on-3, and Forrest, no magic in him this time.
Wow. All right, so when that double smoke goes into middle, almost always it's going to signify a push into vent and then a follow-up push into the B bomb site. That's what that's supposed to mean. So as soon as Luminosity see that, they should be starting to rotate people into B, because in a pistol round, you got to be really quick with those rotates. So that's what NIP were expecting. Instead, Luminosity flash their way into main, and they get that double kill. And I mean, that was just too much to handle.
Those are the kinds of aggressive moves, right? You know, on that CT side, it's like, boom, flash into main, get the info, fall back if there's too many people, whatever. But you're doing something, and they're just going to rinse and repeat. This time around, however, NIP, they're ready for it. Get Right holding pretty far back. Doesn't care about that flash. He will eat some nade damage, though, so that's uncomfortable. Maybe pulling bits of shrapnel out of his leg.
Freiburg looking for a bit of Tech-9 action. We're not going to be working out just yet. Sist also ready with the Deagle. That's a hard shot to hit, by the way.
That would be just, like, monstrous if you actually managed to pull that off. The beast. All right, there we go. Forrest with the first. Alu gets Sfer, who's caught out in the open. That's not going to help things. 2 players have rotated into the CT side, though, for Luminosity, and Fallen there to ruin Exist Party, at least. Smoke goes off to block them, finally, and the pressure is on now. Can they actually manage to lock this down, Luminosity? They need the bomb plant desperately here, NIP. They need to make it happen, and Get Right, he's interested in that. 2-on-2 now, doing it. They're up close, and Get Right is going to sneak forward, pick up that bomb, and see if he can't catch a flank on someone, and he's going to do just that. But he gives it up. He misses the chance. And now they know what's happening. Forrest, though, down to 1 HP, takes down Cold, and now with Forrest to watch his back, Get Right can safely go for the bomb plant. It's on Taco now, 1v2, picks up the first man, and he knows exactly where Get Right's playing from, nearly hits the jump shot, and he's right around the angle, and Taco playing for time, just goes leaping back, and Get Right, let's see if the master himself, if he's checked in, can he pull this off?
Taco's got no, well, Get Right's got no head armor. Smoke's gonna be up here as well. He goes for it, and Get Right's gonna hit the headshot as well. Working out just fine. That's so close, but he gets the double kill in. When he was jumping that first time around the box, I was getting very scared because Get Right had no head armor, so a jumping SMG shot would have finished him. Now instead, it's gonna be 10-7, a big round here for NIP.
Just shy. And Get Right managing to pull that off. Luminosity are going to be kicking themselves. They kicked themselves so hard that they're down to just a pistol eco. And they do spot the man. Nicely done there by Fallen, doing just a little bit of damage to Freiburg, who leads the way, of course, for NIP. And Freiburg looking to get some money. Manages to find FNX. He could find the man on short as well. They're just going to keep on pressuring, and there you go. He makes his presence known. And Fallen going to get overwhelmed. Freiburg unleashed, just all out, charging up onto this A side and looking for more, taking the long-range battle with the man in CT. And he's just not going to stop, Anders. He's raging.
That's how you want Freiburg, though. You want him angry. You want him in that wrecking ball mode. It's Taco going down. And we're at 8-10. Not done yet.
Not done, and a double eco. Luminosity not going to go for the force. So now the question remains, you know, Luminosity, again, they're still proving themselves. I mean, they still, yeah, obviously they took Envy in a best of 3. Can they do it again in the same day? 2 best of 3s back to back?
Yeah, that would be a good day's work here for the Brazilian team. Freiburg getting tagged up, trying to get into the middle. They've got to be careful, though. There are 3 Deagles and a couple of other pistols here in play. FNX goes down, though, and it's Freiburg to open up and pick up that kill for. Hoping that someone's going to show themselves in here, but that smoke's going to be gone any second. Going to go and check the corner, but not quick enough.
All of the, like, the timing of that is so painful if you're Fur. You're so annoyed with that, because it's just like, I just checked that corner. Right. Cole trying to go for the bait, though, get that shoulder peek in. Looking for the shot onto Freiburg. Freiburg, oh, there it is. He gets it in the end. 2 on 4, looking to make it more expensive, but I'll lose enough. He says enough of the shenanigans. That's it. Cold, take a nap. And well, now it's just all down to Taco. And Taco, he's just chilling back here in the spawn, man. He's not really doing too much.
He's having a grand old time. I mean, it's not a lot that he's really saving right now, but I guess a flashbang and, you know, 5-7, it's not the end of the world, is it?
A little bit of frustration, I suppose, for Taco, just because, I mean, he isn't really hitting that same level that we saw in Mirage to start. So he is lagging just a little bit behind as far as the frags are concerned. But now on the CT side, I mean, Mirage, he really kicked in on Mirage as well, CT side. So we can see if he can, you know, start finding himself here. It is going to be the full buy that they have been ecoing for Luminosity. They have the AWPs on both sides now, Alu with his. And we'll see if he's going to succeed in picking up that first kill, the big one. No aggression from Luminosity this time on the A site. And yeah, Nip, you know, they learned their lesson. They're playing it very far back. The only man who's kind of exposed actually is Exist.
There we see, nice run boost up onto the boxes here in the corner of FNX. It's just a little bit quicker than if you're trying to do a manual boost, so.
I'm wondering if Forrest was close enough in Squeak to hear that, though.
I think he was. I would be surprised, actually, if they don't try and counter this. You can wallbang up there as well, all I'm saying,
look.
yeah, but...
It's just like, I know exactly where you are.
Can easily shoot through the top there, especially with the AWP on Alu, but they might not consider it worth the risk here.
Poor timing there with the nades, though. Always going to be a little frustrated. Smoke nade for Luminosity goes down to block off A main. And they still haven't found a way in here in IP. Luminosity just playing this so safe. No shots, no peeks, making Nip sweat. 35 seconds left in this round for Nip to go for it. And it looks like it will be towards the B site.
Yeah, you're right. 28 now. Counter flash coming out, the last ones that they've got here on the LG side. This could be a pivotal round for either team. Taco in the back line, it's going to be Cold to open up, takes the second one. Taco helping out as well. Cold now with the triple kill, and it's going to be Alu all alone. He gets a headshot in, but it's not going to be enough here. What a hold, and you can tell high fives all around here. Well deserved. That's going to be 11-9.
What the hell is Cold saying to Taco, man? It's like, you bait me? You bait me? I mean, Cold just, hey, Cold was some, he actually got the job done pretty much by himself there. Taco was helping out, but Cold with the triple at the end of it. That was some very nice teamwork, though, between the two. Both of them peaking at the same time. Too many targets for NIP to lock onto and really just manage to pick off. You can tell the frustration there, perhaps, for NIP.
And also, no Molotovs, no flashbang or anything to move them out of position. On the other hand, that pop flash again, that's working so well for LG. FNX gonna get the shot through the smoke blind, and Alu, he's down already. But they do have mid control for NIP now. What can they make of it? This is where I'd love to see them go aggressive. They've just seen, they could have guessed that there was probably 2 people over at the A right here. Maybe try and speed up behind it.
What? Fallen, I thought that he missed that, but that flick, so fast. And I was just about to say, gee, they don't really pay too much attention to mid, Luminosity. I guess Fallen's just gonna hold passive like this. He better not miss the shot. Oh wait, he didn't. Exist neither though. He takes out Cold, and it's gonna be down to Taco, but he's just gonna fall to the NIP in-game leader. And a 3-on-3 retake is gonna come through for Luminosity.
Exist going for the checkered plan here, even though nobody's holding there. So there is once again a bit of a, let's say, weak point in the strategy. Coming up from behind though, it's gonna be Fur, and he's not making any noise. Easy kill here on Get Right, and that leaves now 2 people inside the bomb site. This is not a good position for NIP. They're gonna require some really good AK action here. Exist already with a double, and Bomb is ticking Freiburg. Headshot once, Exist with another one, and now it's down to Fur. 1 versus 3 goes down. Freiburg shutting him out, and that's gonna be a fantastic round for NIP. Exist with the triple, Freiburg with a double. They were not in a good spot back there. It's actually not easy to win a round from that back line. No,
it isn't, exactly, because they can get up so close to you. Man, what a shot from Fallen, though. I mean, that's just a little painful for Fallen, hitting a shot like that and then not being able to pull off the round in the end. That Exist in Freiburg, yeah, they were done messing around. They got in there, they wrecked house. And now it is going to be that eco for Luminosity. They will be able to get the flashes all over the place for Luminosity. They just keep on hitting them. They keep finding initial frags on NIP. And this is an eco round for them. Considering it would have been a bit of a touch and go force if they went for it for Moss's limited nades. Instead, they just focused on getting some damage in on this round and getting the big buy round for the next.
They're a round away from equalizing here in IP. That in itself would feel good, wouldn't it?
There we go. Exist. Too quick for Forrest. Gets that kill first.
Speaking of Exist, he's had some really good rounds, hasn't he? He's really starting to step it up. 17 kills on him at the moment. An early trade here. Gonna leave NIP still a little bit weary, just a little bit nervous at the moment. Need to push in together, and Cold forced out of the vent. He gets a second shot. Forrest, that's incredible with the C-set 75. He goes for a 3rd kill, picks it up. Cold, what are you doing? He's wrecking NIP. Taco stealing the last one. But look at them. Oh, wow. That was a sickening round.
That should not happen. What is that? One after another, they walk in, NIP within lethal range of a C-set. Might as well be holding a shot, holding an automatic rifle, whatever, a machine gun at that range. You're gonna do the damage. And then with the AK afterwards, Cold, what a beast. And now that's just perfect for Luminosity. They win an eco round. They have all the money in the world. Again, going for the boost, and again, just missing it. Bit of the fadeaway shot there for FNX, hoping to be able to catch somebody out. And then there's the timing. They actually managed to get in here and do some damage. First, gonna stop Freiburg short. Not gonna get the spray transfer. Instead, that's gonna be FNX with the double spray down. And it is going to be down to Forrest and Get Right. They're doing the damage, but they're not going to be pulling it off just yet. Get Right, just barely, no! Barely fails to get that plant and that bonus money for NIP. That would have worked wonders for them if they just had the $800 more. It would have been a full buy, no problem.
Yep, it would have been a case for everybody, but I don't blame them for buying anyway now. I think it's worth it. Again, I would have rather have seen Tech9s on, especially on Freiburg maybe. Freiburg Tech 9 a little bit, I don't know, I feel like they're having a little bit too few grenades here, and also no head armor on Alu is dangerous when you're playing against all these M4s.
Oh, and now Luminosity, they're actually going to go for a squeak push. They haven't done this yet. Seems like Forrest is just barely aware of it, though. Look at this. He's ready and waiting. He was wondering. And NIP, they've just set up shop all across the map right now. They're waiting to see where Luminosity are going to go for the push next. It's been into A main, into garage. Now towards B halls, it could get fun, but Get Right decides to back off. He's running out as well. So this is some information for Luminosity, but it's a fake. Get Right, of course, he's one step ahead, Anders. Making it sound like he runs away to bait a reaction.
Checking the corner there, not at all a bad idea. No one there, unfortunately, and Alu will confirm as much. NIP wasting a lot of time right now, really hoping, as you were mentioning, for a reaction from Luminosity, and it's not happening.
They're so light on the utility as well. 2 flashes, 2 smokes, that's enough for an A take. If they decide to go for it. What is this, though? Get Right, putting some shots through, not able to connect, however, and Exist getting boosted up into mid. He's got somebody to follow him as well. I believe that's Alu, hot on his heels. There are currently 4 players on the A side for Luminosity right now. If NIP run into that, it's going to be a grinder, and it's not going to be the case. They're going to the B side instead. NIP have figured it out. This is the perfect call for them now, and it's all on Taco.
Well, Taco gonna go down. Get Right with a fantastic opening in about 14 seconds left here. Luminosity really need to think about if they want to do this. If they get a really early kill, they could try for the retake, but because they're so far away, and because money is a big issue here, they've got to be careful. Cold probably inspiring them to move a bit closer in NIP. They've got no grenades to try and force them out right now.
But Luminosity have 3 incendiaries. They have a lot of nades. They can force NIP out into the open right now. 4 on 4, and there we go. FNX trims down Exist. Now Alu has to worry about his back and the B halls.
They're just looking for exits.
And yeah, they are boxed in here. That kill didn't quite happen fast enough to prompt Luminosity to go for it, it seems. If they can get NIP to go up with a bomb, though, they'll be just fine with that. Look at that, still buying time. Cold is going to die most likely now, but then they run right into each other. They're just shooting each other in the back. And FNX wrapping it up. Not a single member survives for NIP. And that's really going to hurt when they're all sitting at less than $4,000.
Yeah, 3 of them can buy AKs and armor, the rest cannot as a result. And they're going to go for more Galils here. 3, 4 Galils. Forrest, please. Okay, he's going to buy the only AK. I still would have loved for one person to have had a Tech 9 and, full grenades. But it's not that bad. It's better than it was last time anyway.
They have some smokes. Yeah, they're going to go for the full smoke execute onto the A site now. But again, Luminosity. Oh, this is some cheeky stuff. Again, going for the boost. And this time they're doing it the quiet, sneaky way. The anti-ninja way. And what was that, FNX? What was that Molotov? Pretty sure nobody was hiding back there.
Well, they put the grenades in, but they're actually running back into the B-bomb side here, so they're trying to fake it out. But they've got to realize Taco's hiding in the back line here with the M4. He goes down to Freiburg. That is a very strong start. Cold inside, and he's been so good so far, but he's going to get traded quickly. And that's a well worth trade here for NIP. It's going to be 3 versus 4, and look at this, they're not even rotating in here. Again, all they're looking for is economic damage to the Swedish lineup, not trying to win the round. They know that's done.
This is where you can see just how much of a risk it is, this style that Luminosity have, of completely giving up mid control, not getting any information there, not having a man playing sandbags, or even short box, or connector. I mean, they don't have anybody there to figure out if NIP are trying to cut back through mid or not. And so NIP, they figured this out, and they're starting to take full advantage of it. The only way that that's going to work is if your players just play godlike. When they're given the opportunity, they're trade fragging, they're always getting a kill, at least 1 for 1, if not 2 for 1, then it works, right? Because then you go into the retake. But if your guy gets wiped out and checkered without doing a thing, and then the man on site as well, that's not going to pan out nicely for Luminosity.
And it's also, down to a little bit what we were talking about how some of these rotations are harder to do when you have 2 new players who are not quite used to it. That's always going to be a thing on the CT side. We do have what I assume is a tactical timeout here for Luminosity. You see Fallen just talking to the troops right now. I mean, this is a very close game, 13-12. At this point, it could go either way. And especially if you take the economy into consideration here. NIP don't have a lot, and LG have even less.
No, this is the make or break moment, you're right. If they win this Luminosity, after NIP win a round, they won't have anything left to work with NIP to keep Luminosity off of match point. So it's down to the finish line pretty much here, this key round. And this is great timing for Fallen to go for it as well. Slow down that pace. If Nip are starting to feel confident, boom, put the timeout in there, talk it over with your guys. Same thing goes for Nip, though. This is actually perfect for NIP. Now they can really sit down, think, okay, what's been working for us? Let's keep doing that. We keep getting mid control, great. Go to mid, then we can decide on an A or B split. That's not a problem. But now, is there going to be an AWP waiting for him? Because Luminosity, they had the economy to go for a double op.
Well, 12 to 13. I saw someone out there with a Nip Medip sign. That's very cool. That's a very old reference, I'm quite sure. In Sweden, that goes back quite a long time. Like it, obscure reference.
That's that video, right? Where the guy's eating McDonald's or something?
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, okay.
26th round, and we've got double op set up here for Luminosity. See if that's going to be working out. I would have thought that they would have tried to approach the end of this map here in a little bit the similar fashion as they were doing on Mirage with the aggressive CT side pushes, because actually Mirage and Cash have that in common, that they do lend themselves to CT side aggression. Look at how VP, for instance, play the middle. They'll have Pasha pushing for the smoke in the middle like that. Counter boosting going on in the middle. Like, there's a lot of tools that LG haven't tried to do. And maybe they won't. Maybe this is where we see sort of the deficit in the tactical side from the Brazilians. They've sort of, I don't want to say they've run out, but it could be.
Well, they might not have just not had enough time to iron everything out.
Yeah.
Well, with the roster change, you're right, bringing that up. 2 new members here on the team, Taco and FNX. That's going to take some time to figure out, how everything works and the rotations and the communication. It's really remarkable just how good they're doing right now. Definitely, deep in that honeymoon, Bahamas, reclining on the beach. Everything is rosy. Headshots everywhere,
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what kind of honeymoon you're planning on, Samuel, but might want to check before you do it.
Yeah, now, and this is it, right? So now Fallen playing connector with the AWP. They realize now they need to challenge a little bit here. They can't just let Nip get out here for free. But that's not going to stop Freiburg from just charging straight into vents. And again, very similar situation. He has to be careful though, Fallen. He might have got spotted there by Exist. If he peeks out too far, Exist might be able to take him. But then Cold finds Freiburg over in Checkered. And now they know, or at least they're going to be wondering, NIP, double AWP kind of setup here?
Or they're going in for it, NIP. FNX picking up the 1 kill. I get right with a nice refrag. Exist there as well. Is not done yet in the middle. He's going to go down to Cole. That's a nice peek here from the Brazilian superstar. Is now down to get right, and Alu 2 versus 3. The bomb is down, but this is a really difficult bomb site to hold, and they've got no grenades. NIP, I don't see them coming out of this 2v3, and they're going to have to try very hard indeed. Taco taking some damage, and Get Right actually turning around. He's going to go aggressive, but Fallen catches him before he rounds the corner. Alu going to go down, and it is a great double kill for Fallen there. And Luminosity getting one step closer to 14-12 now.
And who but Fallen and Cold to come through in the clutch in the key round and just lock it down. The man, the leader, leading by example on the op, Fallen, and then Cold, you're right, man, just the monster. 29 frags for Cold. Nearly dropping that 30 bomb, and he's got a couple more opportunities to do it here versus NIP on LAN at DreamHack.
Yeah, the pressure not affecting him at all. He's cold as ice. He's also a foreigner. It's meant to be somewhere. It couldn't be any better at this point here. Molotov Arena, and we'll be in the 27th round here. If they win this round, then, I mean, NIP already have very little. They'll have nothing for the upcoming round. The Swedes, they've kind of got to step it up, and it's got to go big right here.
Well, there's a shot from Fallen. He misses it to start. Exist will be charging straight up. He's going right through, hoping to get a backstab on somebody. No, he's actually going through the wall. Smokes, they're going to get the sandwich onto FNX. And there it is, NIP now. They should have control. Nades just go bombarding into that site, and Forrest is low. Fallen with the angle on the man, but does he get caught peeking like this? Do they actually get it? Yes, but he misses the shot.
But Get Right is in the middle. If they go for a retake right now, they're going to get shot cold in the back. And LG trying to push forward. There's Get Right. He actually misses a couple of shots. Fallen going to take down Freiburg. Oh no, what is happening? They tab the bomb once. It's still a 2 versus 3. Alu close to the bomb side. He turns his back and he sprays. Going to get Taco killed, but they will retake it. And NIP, that should have been their round. Luminosity 15-12. Match him that point here.
They've got 3 of them, Luminosity, to get the job done. They save both AWPs as well. And again, Fallen just hitting crazy shots going onto that site. I mean, he was on point. gets onto the site, predicts the position on quad, nails that guy. He has one shot to get that done, and he doesn't miss. And now it's all or nothing for NIP. Just a single AK. Everybody else on Tech 9s to get that utility.
That one missed shot in the middle from GetRight also having a big impact on the round, I fear. Well, everything rides on this. They've got the utility. A lot of Molotovs, a lot of smokes here. If they know how to do it, a lot of these positions that Luminosity are occupying in the B-bomb side can be burned out immediately.
If they do decide to go towards that B site, this is perfect for Luminosity. They've got the 3 players here. They've got a man waiting. Fair. We haven't really said his name too much lately, but still a threat. And Nip break the windows. So maybe a little bit of a tell here for Luminosity. They haven't pushed anywhere else, though. They've still got 2 guys over on that A site, but they are sending FNX back into mid just to peek, just to get some info. And he spots them going towards vents. Key information picked up. Now can they hold? It's all or nothing here.
Molotov's raining in left and right. Fur gonna be going down. And Cold with a bit of a refract here with the AWP. He's gonna miss the next shot. They're getting close. And there's Forrest picking up the one shot. Taco hiding in the bomb site. Great defense right now. GetRight alone, same as it ever was in a 1 versus 2. And he has a great rate at clutching this. He's gonna get the first kill. Now it's down to Fallen 1 versus 1 in about 18 seconds here. And Fallen covering across GetRight. He's already made it past. Can he get that bomb? It's actually out in the open. Forest of Fallen here. He's moving close. Pistols out. GetRight. He's going to get it. The triple kill with 7 seconds left. And NIP, they stay in it now, fighting for the overtime.
Well, he maintains that record that he has, GetRight, of the clutch. This is like vintage GetRight. Classic GetRight. The last man you'd want alive on your team to get the job done. 1v2 clutch to keep Nip's hopes alive for this tournament, and the chant begins. The fans are here, and it's going to be a double op play for Luminosity with just some pistols to go with it. And already, there's the angle. Fallen's got it, but there's going to be a man holding close for him to worry about. He gets the first kill. He needs to make it out of here alive, though. Follow-up flash, and they don't go for the refrag. Exist! You have to go!
He goes down to FNX, and now Fur pushing up here. Can they catch him before he falls back? They can. Forrest picking up that AWP and bringing it back into a 3 versus 3. Of all the rounds you could lose, if you lose to pistols and a double up, that's not going to feel very good, is it? FNX picking up the kill there on Freiburg. Just a pixel with a shot. He's going to get aim punch, though, and actually can't hit the shot. GetRight in the middle here, taking a little bit of damage. And Forrest has got the bomb. GetRight going to shut down FNX, and this is still a 2 versus 2. It is not done yet.
And they're falling back. Forrest to lead the way with the AWP like some lance. And with GetRight to back him, the 2 superstars of NIP, the hardest hitting players. And will they be able to pull this off? Molotov into the back, they're just checking, making good use of their nades here. NIP cold on the wrong side of that smoke. And now they got to make up their minds. Taco's found an AK to play with. And while that HE isn't really going to do too much to Forrest, who's now in position to hold the line. GetRight also there for the backstab. Taco will be making his way this way, though, so GetRight will be there to greet him. And now it's all a game of waiting. Can Luminosity hit the shots when it comes to Taco? No Kevlar to take a mitigated fight. And GetRight spots him at range, locks him down.
And there is no defuse kit here, so Cold, he's almost out of time already. In fact, yeah, he's going to have to run back here. That's going to be 14 to 15 here. We're going the full distance into the 30th round. Overtime. Semler, can you handle that?
The question is, can Luminosity handle that?
Yeah.
Just think about the pressure right now that's on these guys to get the job done. If they go to overtime, NIP have so much experience in that kind of situation, keeping their tournament hopes alive. This is just GetRight, though. I mean, and just how fast he was. FNX had him dead to rights. GetRight peeked right into his crosshairs, but GetRight was so wired in, hits that shot, gets that aim punch just in time to save his life.
He's got 25 kills, but the sickening part is Cold Zero has got 32. That is a kill per round and a little bit across a whole map here. Practically unreal. It's going to be smokes raining in, and they are still bringing the bomb towards the main entrance, and Fur pushing through middle, and this is what we were highlighting earlier. This is what I wanted to see. Luminosity, they're digging deep here in the final round, and we'll see if it's going to work out their way. Forest pushing closer with the AK in hand, right for the smoke. Flashed in, but he can't see a thing, still turning around, spraying, and there's the opening, and FNX going down, and it's going to be Taco next. NIP, we might see overtime yet. Fur hitting a good headshot, and this grenade, it can't catch Forest. He's going to be dead if it does, but it won't. Fur hitting one more shot, and now it's back into a 2 vs 2. That bomb is only just down, and this time they have the defuse kit. Fallen coming up from behind with the AWP. Forest hitting a headshot there, now 2 vs 1, and Fallen, how does he make it through? Close range with the Forest, one tap and a triple kill, and it's overtime. The temperature is rising here at DreamHack. Everybody has got to be focused now.
They've got to be relaxing a little bit at this point. Now it's whether they can actually maintain this. Again, I'm wondering if Luminosity can keep their cool in this kind of high, ultra high pressure situation. They came close this round. Just falling with the AWP, not the best weapon for the retake in that last round, unfortunately. Okay, get right. He's using his fingers now to actually, go down points here, Anders. This is where it gets serious.
The body language is there.
It's just the confidence for NIP. They're on the T side. They just have to keep rolling. They keep pulling off these clutches. The clutches keep going their way. They just need more of it. They need to be more decisive in getting into those sites. And so far, they have been.
You see the communication here all across the team. Everybody is actually chiming in. Freiburg adding his. To sum up the overtime format for anybody new watching, if you're not, if you haven't been watching this game a lot, and you don't know what overtime means. They're playing MR3 and then 10,000 starting money. It means they play 3 rounds on one half, 3 rounds on the opposite half. The first team to get 4 rounds in total, which means overall score out of 19 rounds, where there's 15 right now, they're going to be winning the map. It's also possible to have double, triple, quadruple, as many as you want overtimes, but they start with 10,000 on the other side. So that means, and this is significant, if you're playing on the CT side and you lose 2 rounds in a row that are full buys, the third round is going to get really ugly. You will have expended all of your money, and things can get very bad indeed. So that also, and it's even more relevant now that LG have actually gone straight into a double up setup. That depletes the bank obviously faster than anything else.
Wait, no, they don't start with 10,000 apparently. It looks like they start with 16K, Anders, and it's not MR3.
Oh, wow, okay.
So this is going to be a completely different format. Same
First to 21 instead then.
Yeah,
very
first
interesting.
to 21. And well, it is going to be, this actually takes a lot of pressure off Luminosity, because if it's MR3, going for a double up play, that's a big commitment that you're making to get the job done in that first round, win that key round as TT. Now they have at least a little bit more room to work with here, Luminosity.
Yeah, that makes a really big difference. Good you caught that here. Cold, missing a shot close range. Get right, hiding down there. They've got to focus on him. Fallen's picked up 1 kill, but fire in the back lines, and Freiburg picking up the kill. Forrest still hiding down here. Taco's close, but there are so many members coming, and he goes down to Freiburg. Literally stabbed with the AK right in the belly, and now FNX, Fallen, and Fur are left, and it's going to be Forrest to pick down Fallen. First round of overtime looking fantastic for NIP. FNX and Fur, what are they good? There's nothing they could do at this point here. 2 versus 4. They've got the money to try and fight it, but they've still got to be careful. 16,000 spread out across 5 rounds, it can still go bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And Exist picks up the first man. They're going to lose all the expensive rifles here, unless Fur can somehow leap in when they've cleared out the site, and he is going to make it just a little bit more expensive for NIP, but he doesn't have any way of retrieving an AWP, and certainly not from the grave. Freiburg just charging all over the place this time around, getting 2 key frags. And yeah, once again, the NIP chant begins. What's insane though is how that works. Freiburg just goes in alone through the smoke, nobody behind him, nobody there to back him. If that first shot lands for Cold and Freiburg is gone, Nip are left with nothing. Literally nothing. Yep. And so it's just, how that works is mind-blowing.
They are in soundproof booths, but I've got to imagine that chanting is going to go through as well. You can't hold back the atmosphere that's in the arena right now. 16 to 15 here, again looking for the first team to 21 rounds. So far it's been harder to get them on the terrorist side. Freiburg picking up the entry. It's what he was born to do.
through the smoke as well. So Taco just getting caught out, and Luminosity trying to change things up. They've got that focus mid, and Fallen desperately looking for a refrag at this point. He needs somebody to peek on NIP's side, put this off to good use. All right, now NIP, they give them nothing. They take from them nothing either.
Fallen actually going to go aggressive here, but he runs right into Get Right, who makes a swift jump over. Going to be close here. FNX not even aware of it. Get Right charging in so fast, they didn't expect it. And now it's down to Fur and Cold once again. I mean, what could they possibly do here? Get Right, he's a champion. He takes down a third player, and Fur alone as Get Right has wrecked the entire CT side here. And this is not a good position for Luminosity to be in. NIP, they can feel that third map. They want it, they need it. 17 to 15, and the money, it's still there for LG, but I mean, this buy is putting them very close. If NIP win a third round here, then that's a disaster.
Yeah, then we get into force buy territory, and then going into the last round, yeah. Luminosity now, they got to get something done here. Fallen just had enough to go for the M4 as well, so they've already broken him of that. I'm surprised that Fair doesn't drop him an AWP just to keep Fallen with that in hand. But it's not the case, and Nip once again setting up for the mid smokes. It looks like they want to put that pressure on fast. They're leading the way to the A site with the bomb though, so that's a little bit scary. If Get Right goes down here, this could really put Nip in a bit of an awkward spot. Trades 1 for 1, but he's full blind, and Fair drops the bomb carrier.
But they're coming up highway again. This is too fast. Luminosity, they're not ready for it. They thought it was going to be slow. Fallen, he gets the kill, but he's surrounded, and Exist picking up Taco in the middle. It's going to be Cold going down, and that's NIP. 3 rounds straight in a row. And Luminosity, they've got to be feeling very bad right now. Do they force? Yes, they will force. And this is where they actually risk getting wrecked here completely in the first half of overtime. One small detail, I've got to point this out. I think Cold Zero's wall banging the vents through so that it pops before NIP get close enough to hear it, and then they do the counter boost. That is a very cool idea. I love that. Small details here. Get Right, they almost line up for him, and he really nearly takes down Fur. But it's a good start for Luminosity here, and that's what they needed.
They didn't spot the bomb, though. They didn't spot the bomb, Luminosity, so you don't see any kind of rotation. This push in from Fallen into mid, though, that could certainly make things interesting, but Alu is ready and waiting for any kind of backstab to come through. Easy shot for him. Fallen is snuffed, and now it's going to come down to the defense here on the B site. An extra man has rotated in. That's fair, but he's only got 6 HP right now.
Yeah, the problem is that position very often gets grenaded. So falling back, that's also very often going to get grenaded. There's actually almost nowhere on this home side where you're not going to get grenaded, especially if NIP have they've only got 1 left now on a Molotov, so he might be a little bit safer. He's just a little bit lucky here, but it is shaping up to be being a B push right now.
It is. They still have Alu lurking around in mid and existing if you can't go and wreak some havoc over on that A site. Instead, it is going to come down to Freiburg and the man Forrest. And Forrest is rotating off. Freiburg instant headshot onto Fair, but that's not a problem. Fair was low. FNX is able to get that refrag very quickly. Could actually get a rifle to work with as well. Cold under pressure, though, on that A site, and they will be trying to rotate in here, NIP. They've got the nades. The push begins, and Taco holding close with that. The 570 gets the headshot, and he could get another, but Alu shuts him down. Instead, it's Cold wreaking havoc, and a 1v2 is not going to pan out here for Alu. Gets snuffed by FNX, and that is going to be the first round for Luminosity on their CT side of Overpass, at least in the overtime, and on Cash, rather. But whatever, my mind is scrambled.
Well, I mean, right now, this is getting very interesting. Last half of the first round of overtime, with the first half of overtime here, and Luminosity finally, you're right, they reply with a round. Now they need to follow up with another one. They need to 2-0 Nip here. That's what the agenda is right here for the Brazilians.
This time they've left Alu in mid. They're changing it up, showing a bit of variety here on IP. Leaving Alu boosted up. He's looking towards short box, and he might very well get the shot. No, doesn't hit the flick fast enough. Now, well, Taco's thinking maybe I should go for the re-peek. Maybe I should try and draw some attention because Cold is currently lurking behind the sandbags. Luminosity trying some new things here when their backs are to the wall. And while Fallen landing a nice clean shot on to Get Right is a good start.
A bit of a shame. If the timing had been slightly better for Get Right then Fallen would have had to move from the fire, and then maybe Get Right would have actually had the advantage. Taco, you're right, Taking a bit of damage here, 50 seconds left, and it's looking right now like an A execute. Freiburg, if he can control the middle, especially here with this fight. Great Molotov here behind the sandbags. Oh, but a smoke to put it out, and now Cole trying to push out. He's gonna go down. That's a supreme kill from Freiburg. Exist gonna take down FNX as well. They're pushing forward, but LG are saying no, not this time. Taco with the final kill. Triple for him, and a great round from Luminosity, making it 18-17. A much-needed one here for the Brazilians.
Yeah, they needed those last 2 rounds. If it had gone the distance, if Nip had managed to get 4 on the board, that could have been a very clear, easy scoreline for Nip to work with going into the second half of overtime. Now they have a little bit more work on their hands. They need 3 to lock down this map and take it to map 3. Half-Life 3 confirmed? Yes. So, question is...
I want that.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Right,
Countdown has
Christmas.
begun, though. Come on.
Someone would have leaked some rumors by now if that was the case. Again, we're playing to 21 rounds here, unless it turns out 2020, in which case we're going to have overtime, which would be, I mean, right now we're closing in on what, 30, 40 rounds here? And with overtime, if it's double overtime, it's 50 rounds. A lot of game to be played, especially if it ends up in a third map. You know, fatigue is going to be a thing here too. They could end up getting tired. It's double up, though, for NIP and LG. See if they can do what they've done for a long time and get some good executes towards this A-bomb site.
And they can get a quick rotation Nip onto that A site, though. If it was going to be a fast one from Luminosity, they have that third man in Alu waiting down on Speedway. Exist going for a little bit of an old happy play, actually. Boosted up. Who's his MBK? Regardless, he could get Fallen caught here. Fallen inching his way in, and Fallen hits the shot. There's the start, and there's the opening for Luminosity.
Very cerebral play coming out of Fallen. I mean, the fact that he even peaks the angle to begin with is just very, very smart play here. I expect, and nothing less at this point in time. Alu sees the door is open and has got the AWP. They've got 2 people defending this bomb site, and it's Alu and Freiburg in the back lines. And the problem is, again, Freiburg is going to have so many Molotovs to deal with. It will not be easy. So Alu with the first kill here, if he gets the opening, that's going to be huge. And there's the one, more to come. Alu with the double, looking for the triple. He's going to miss the next shot here, but he's still buying a lot of time for his team. He pushes through the smoke into the fire, and oh, Taco is there right outside his field of view to take him down. Get right, going to fall. And now Forrest all alone. AWP 1v3 clutch here? That's a hard ask.
He's shown us a clutch already in this series, and he's going to be able to start it off strong. Doesn't take much damage either in that exchange. Down to 74 HP. Spots the man in forklift. Doesn't hit the wall bang, though. He could very well take out Taco. He's low enough, and he does get the shot for us, but not the kill. And that's a quad kill at the end of the round for Taco.
And what a time to be doing it. He's at the bottom of the scoreboard here for LG, so stepping up with a quad in overtime. Definitely not bad at all. 18-18, that ties up here the overtime situation. And NIP going for even more double up.
Yeah, no hesitation on their part. Full mind for both sides. And Luminosity, again, just spreading out. Cold hanging around over in the B halls, hoping to get lucky. This time around, though, Nip, again, just focused on the passive play in mid and just leaving Exist all by his lonesome over here on the A site. Nothing too crazy coming out from the Swedes. They're really waiting to see what Luminosity have got in store for them. Fallen with the open door is really, I mean, you cannot have the peak coming through. Instead, unless you actually get that shot.
All right.
You see Alu just come charging up. He's like, you know, Freiburg's like, Alu, come please help. I need help. There's somebody at Squeak Door. And Alu's like, don't worry, Freiburg, I got you. You messing with my boy?
And that's such a clever peek as well, because Fallen is almost always going to be looking at the top of the barrels as well. So he peeks sort of at the side of them because of the slope. He's able to do that. It's great use of the map architecture. Alu, did he see that shot?
Taco, that was a very cool wallbang attempt. That would have been sick.
Oh, Exist getting team-nated.
Getting a little excited, I think.
Well, with about 35 seconds, they are going to be setting up here for an A push, and NIP, they have 2 members and a third in Speedway, so this is a very good setup here for the Swedes.
They actually hit the shots, though. Alu behind quad boxes. This is the prime spot, but it's also flashed, smoked, mollied, you named it. Bullets will do 2. He gets taken, and now it's going to be down to Forrest and Get Right, the last 2, the dynamic duo. and they're already rotating in, but a 2-on-4 situation is a bit slim, even for legends such as these. And so now it's just looking to see if they can get a quick pick here. Fair gets spotted in the corner, but he doesn't need to do anything. He doesn't need to step out. He can sit here all day till that bomb goes boom. He doesn't care, Get Right. He's not gonna make it easy for you. Get Right just steps out, and both kills come through. Luminosity, they're keeping it together, Anders.
Yeah, I don't think that push at the end was worth it. If they could have got the kill on foot immediately from Get Right there, maybe they try and push closer and see if there's a second option, you know? Maybe they've turned it into a 2v2, then you can sort of believe in it. But these rifles and the money that NIP, well, don't have is a really critical factor right now. They've gone for another double up setup here, and it is getting a little bit scary, and they've got to be careful. Right now, Luminosity 2 rounds away from taking away in overtime, and Alu opening up, and Fur caught sleeping. A great start.
And that nade, and now Taco's gonna try and get in here fast enough, but no, wallbang, and you better be careful. Man sitting with an AWP on the other side. If he goes for the wallbang, you're going for a nap.
Sort of permanent one as well.
And you're not waking up from it. And Forrest, yeah, that was the slowest peak again, and Fallen, not this time. 2 kills for NIP, and they look like they're going to be doing it, Anders, bringing it back to that 1919.
Trying to crab walk Forrest, not going to happen. 3 versus 5, and this is not looking good for LG. This is a round where NIP could do some real damage. Alu going to be picking up a shot there on Taco as well, and FNX and Cole trying to see if they can somehow bring it back here and maybe do a little bit of damage, try and see if they can still bring this round back in their favor somehow.
The bomb, what is the bomb doing? I mean, 35 seconds left. FNX just waiting to see if they can actually catch somebody out here. But NIP have no reason to move. It's a matter of sit and wait. Let Luminosity, let the clock force Luminosity's hand. They're going to be running out of time. 2 players holding solid on that B side as well. It's that Forrest Get Right combination.
I'm not sure what Luminosity are doing here, because
Yeah,
they have no reason to save these rifles. They've all got 11,000 or more, so they might as well try and push, and I guess there's going to be a last-second push into the bomb site here. Forrest says no, and Alu with a triple kill here. Again, the Finnish sniper coming out with a very, very big round for the NIP team. And I mean, look at this. Almost all of NIP are tied in terms of score. Top fragger, 29 NIP on Get Right. Bottom fragger is Forrest with 25 kills. Only 5 rounds 4 rounds separating them. That's incredible.
They really have woken up, and it's pretty solid across the board for Luminosity as well. Nobody really lagging behind. I mean, Taco hasn't really woken up, but he's still sitting on 20 frags. This is looking pretty solid, and it is just going to be the straight A rush now. Luminosity, no holds barred, straight out into the open, and Exist not going to spot the first man until a little bit too late. He gets a long spray, but that's just long enough for FNX to come in and trade. They're getting caught with the anti-flashes, though, Luminosity. They don't have that pressure. Alu's still alive, and Alu getting the kills. Fallen will take out Freiburg, and there's the follow-up shot. Alu not going to land it, but still, Fallen pinched into the corner. Nowhere to go. And NIP, they're on map point, Anders. This is it. Can they pick up this 1 round and take it to the 3rd map?
I mean, Get Right has had a legendary map here on Cash, but Alu has had some really sick rounds. I mean, I expect that Twitch chat's going to be spamming God Alu right now.
God Alu, that's
this
right.
is very, very impressive here. This could be the round. It's the last of the overtime. If Luminosity win it, we're going to double overtime and a full 50 rounds potentially to be played at least. It's been a long Cash map here. Alu, grenade right on time, and actually falls right over his head. That looked like he should have done way more damage. Gonna go for the repeat, and the shot is almost gonna kill Fallen. So if that grenade had landed a bit further up, that would have been it.
I would have done it, you're right. Fallen's gonna be, counting his lucky stars at this point, and FNX making sure that Freiburg hasn't pushed his way through. Freiburg just waiting on the other side, and this is it. This is the moment Freiburg decides enough is enough, and he flashes himself, but he still gets 1, and he doesn't know where he's getting shot from. Freiburg! What was that?
Oh, Cole was holding in that fire for the longest time. How did he not go down anyway? But the damage might have been done. Cole is going to die anyway, and Fallen very low on health here at NIP. They've got the setup, they've got the defense. People are rotating into the bomb site. Luminosity, they're too slow right now. NIP, they might be seeing a 3rd map here. Get Right, they exist as well, and now it's on Taco. He goes down, 3rd map is there, and look at that crowd. This is going to go the full distance here.
Just incredible. NIP, and only NIP, it feels like, are the team that will just do this again and again, come back from the depths, claw their way back into a map, and tie up the series 1-1. We're going to map 3 to settle this. They are not going down without a fight on home turf. Unbelievable. And now, well, can Luminosity hang in there? Is it going to be the classic case of you fight tooth and nail, you lose a map you should have won? Are you able to get your head back in the game for the last one?
Yeah, this is where champions are tested. It's a very, very rare opportunity to see how strong your team is. It is not going to be easy because this is where people start making very tiny mistakes, but they have huge impacts on the rounds. So I don't know. We're going to have to find out, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be the third map coming up after a quick break.